Hmm. 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 That new Superman suit. Guys, welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day. Yes, indeed, this is a live news show YouTube algorithm. It's live. So we talk about upcoming movies, upcoming new movies, including that new Superman suit that everybody seems to be getting their feathers ruffled over. We'll take a look at those photos. What's going on with Jurassic Park or Jurassic World 4? Blade. Yeah, Mia Goth weighs in with the Blade delays. What's going on with that? And Claire Danes playing Pamela Voorhees? Well, really? That's straight. Okay. Guys, it's going to be a fairly relaxed show today. I'm not going to be taking it too seriously. Well, let's start off today's show by talking about Freaky Friday 2. Because why not? Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan start production on Freaky Friday sequel. Cool, man. Cool. No? You don't like it? Why not? Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan reunite. So this is getting underway now. So cool. Curtis pushed for a sequel set in modern times, hoping to take on the role of Grandma. Disney confirmed the sequel after delay. Okay, so it's going to have a 2025 release. Let's go over to the IMDb. Anna Coleman and her mother Tess are in another predicament when they swap bodies with Anna's daughter. Now it's up to the three to reverse the body swap. Okay, so who's playing the daughter? The granddaughter. Anna Coleman? Tess Coleman? Who's going to be playing the daughter? I don't know. We got somebody listed here. Sophia Hammonds, maybe? Christina Vidal? No, I don't know. Nobody here in this cast listing here. Well, we only got this production photo, guys. Are you excited about this, or are you just kind of like, James, why are you talking about this? Well, because I like Jamie Lee Curtis. And I got nothing against Lindsay Lohan. Did you have fun with the first movie? Let me be the grandma, she said back in October 2022, Jamie Lee Curtis said. Let me be the old grandma who has to take care of who switches places. So then Lindsay gets to be the sexy grandma. Ooh, who's still, happy with Mark Harmon in all his ways and would be happy with Mark Harmon. So you gotta be, yeah, no, I'm not going down that road. That's, oi. Any comments? No? Yes. When would this be coming out? 2025, no official release date. You guys don't need to know that much more, to be honest, do you? Who's Nisha Ganatra, the director? What else have they done? Chutney Popcorn? Late Night? Dear Edward TV series? So got a body of work there. Deli Boys. All right. Our Glass Vikings in the live chat said I would rather see another Vice Versa remake. Well, yeah, those body swaps, they're fun. Well, that's what they are, right? A lot of people find that they're fun. So why not? Okay, guys, just some housekeeping here. It's going to be kind of a busy, hectic week for me as I get ready to go away next week. Tomorrow I have to go into Toronto. So unfortunately, I don't know if there'll be any show tomorrow. And then Thursday, I've got to go up north of this city for about half the day. And then the water is cut off in the building here for 2 days. It's so weird and hectic. I don't know. And then I'm working Friday. But I will be seeing Quiet Place Day 1 on Thursday. So my straight out of the theater reaction will be up on Thursday regardless. I just don't know if I'll be able to get a formal review. And then I think I'll spend the weekend recording my best of the year, or my mid-year reports, like the best and worst of the horror, and then what I'm anticipating for the next year or next half year, and set all those up so that when I'm away, those will come out and slowly come out, right? Videos like that. We'll have to see. But yeah, later on tonight, there will be The Acolyte. So House of the Dragon we had to film yesterday because God, I got sick on the weekend, and I mean I got sick. I don't know what. It's still like this morning I was going to go to the gym, and I'm still not feeling 100%. I worked 6 hours yesterday, and I pushed through it, but it totally wrecked me. I don't know what the heck it was because I felt fine when I went to sleep. Got up in the middle of the night, and it just started coming. Oof, not fun. Anyway. You guys don't need to hear about that. So we watched House of the Dragon last night. We will be watching it on Sunday nights. I just didn't have the energy. And then tonight, episode 5 of The Acolyte. Trailer reactions for Smile 2 and Nosferatu. What's that? Because I need to redo that thumbnail. I don't know what I was thinking. Full movie reactions for things like Trigger Warning and Godzilla -1. Under Paris is still going very well on Netflix, guys. And it is a good movie. Why not? And then, of course, we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines. Let's continue on with that new Superman suit. The Superman suit is controversial already. Well, we saw this first image, yes. But now we got some set photos with Mr. Terrific. And, well, are people liking it? I don't know. I would say there it is. I look at it and I'm like, okay, yeah, we knew that we were going to get the underpants on the outside again. Mr. Terrific is right there. I thought, okay, well, let's just wait until we see it in action. But the backlash to it, guys, I didn't realize that there was. Snyder fans and Henry Cavill fans slammed the Superman suit following leaked images. A lot of people don't like the ribbing along the lines of the shoulders and stuff. They don't like how loose it looks. Baggy, I think is a term that you could say. I thought that they were going to knock this out of the park. And they still may. People don't, I don't know. Yeah, like see how it's bunching up here in the waist? Like it's not smooth or anything, right? It's not smooth. Art Glass says Superman still doesn't fit right. Derpy Entertainment says I love it. They're not DC fans. What, the Snyder fans? The Snyder fans are a different breed. Let me pull up. Oops. Let me pull up. This was like mock art. This was fan art that people had done up before, and they used a sleeker suit here, like because Corn Sweat did work out, right? He did get buffed up, and I think I would have preferred to have seen a sleeker look. Like this one doesn't have the ribbing on it. Like this was just that was just a fan kind of makeup. One, and I don't know. I'll still reserve my judgment until we see it in the trailer. I think, right? Art Glass Monkey says the suit design is fine, but perhaps the material should have been more flexible or flattering to David's physique. That's what I'm saying, because he got buffed, he got ripped, and you can tell like that. Is there padding here on his tricep? Triceps usually just don't bulk like there. Like that looks somewhat abnormal. Because the Cavill suit had padding in it, guys. If you go and study those materials, if someone were to make the argument that they think that this movie might bomb, just based on the suit, James, well, yeah, because they're going for a design aesthetic that gives us glimpses of what the tone is going to be. And based on what the tone may be, based on this suit and what the buildings may be like, and what Mr. Fantastic here looks like, or whatever the heck his name is. If someone were to speculate, hey, this could be indications that this may not be what we're all thinking that it's going to be, and it's potential that you should not have high expectations for this. temper yourselves, someone might say, right? Because if like the underwear on the outside is it's a hard look to pull off. Can James Gunn do it? Yeah. But if this movie came out and didn't land the way that they wanted it to, I don't know if I would say that would be necessarily based on the suit. It would have to be on the script and the story that they wanted to tell. Um, when you look at this, though, do you see this kind of a Superman working with a? Oh yeah, that's better. Do you see this kind of a Superman working with like a Batman? Like, what would Batman's suit look like in this universe? Because that's where we're going, right? We're going to get the Batman uh, with the Damian Wayne storyline with Robin, right? So he exists within this universe. Wonder Woman exists within this universe. What would their costumes look like if this is the aesthetic and tone that we're going for? I'll put it to you all in there, of course, Christopher Reeve. There's a shot of Lois Lane there behind Mr. Elastic or whatever the heck his name is. Sorry if I'm butchering that. I don't care. I like her though, and I like the way she looks. So we'll have to wait and see. Artglass says the suit design is fine, but perhaps the materials should have been more flexible. Oh yeah, we already read that. But yeah, the Backlash. I was kind of like, guys, I don't know if this is this warranted just yet. There's a photo here. Can I blow that up any bigger? No, I can't. Bummer. Maybe if I open it up in a new tab of the Superman, of him stopping a train here, right? Yeah, you can blow it up, James. See? So it is in action. And they said no CGI capes, which I don't know if that works yet or not. From Clark Kent. Superman stops MTA rail from running off the tracks. Okay. I didn't think that there would be that big of a backlash to this, but we are getting some pushback here. July 11th. Maybe it is butthurt Cavill fans. Snyder fans, you guys know that I didn't really like Rebel Moon. I tore a new one when I saw it. And Rebel Moon 2 was, I'm not as sold on, I'm not as diehard a fan as Snyder fans are. Anyway, I do like the cast. I just say, wait until we can see what it looks like in motion. Are you going to be sold with it? I guess I can echo the sentiment that it doesn't make me go, wow. It doesn't make me go, that's it. That's it, guys. No. It just looks like a cosplay Superman suit, to tell you the truth. But we don't know. We'll wait to see when it's in action. If it's coming out next year, we should get like probably a teaser around Christmas. That's what I'm thinking. Just a small teaser. But this is the big story of the day. Are there any other set photos? Yeah, actually, James, there's a lot. There's a lot of set photos out there that have expanded on this. Let's see what people are saying. Something I love about the new Superman suit is the fact that it has no interest in showing muscle definition, but still is a big dude. But still, this is a big dude. Not that I don't like muscle shading on the CBM suits, but I love the way it looks in All-Star. Pure strength above anyone else. Yeah, they've gone away from that webbing look, right? Which I was not a huge fan of, because they did it to death. Cavill Superman suit. You know what? You know what I'm talking about, right? Let's get a good look at it. Where are we at? Okay. Open image in new tab. You know how it's got like the lines, the ribbing all over it, like the mesh kind of look to it? Yeah, I was getting sick and tired of that mesh look. Because like even the TV shows were doing that mesh look, right? But yeah, you can see the plating here. These aren't his muscles here. This is all plating. But whatever. I still think I would have gone with the underwearless suit on the outside look. David Corn Sweat. Yeah. Such brilliant casting. Looks terrific. Yeah, this one, does that look, what's going on with his shorts there? Like, I'm sorry, it looks a little bit like pajama bottoms, doesn't it? Like, especially in the groin area, it looks very pajama. And maybe it's just maybe it's the tone of blue that's doing that for me. Like a onesie that you put on when you want to go to bed. The Cavill suit had a texture look similar to the basketball, where I wasn't against it. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it for Cavill, but they did it for the Superman and Lois show as well, and then the Supergirl suits also looked like that in the CW shows with with that kind of fishnet look to it. I felt like they overplayed that one. I wanted, yeah, I'm glad that they changed it up at least. Um, what's she looking at there? No, this is all in the same photo. Looks like there's some damage here or something. Again, maybe we're just not. It's just not vibrant. That's Superman. Man, I freaking love the new Superman. So maybe I am wrong. Well, the guys, you said that the Snyder fans hated it, and you're quoting everybody who liked it. I wanted to see some differing opinions here. Do you have any ones? Superman is real type photo. Yeah. Boots look okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is the waistline. There's something. Yeah, I just see. Wanted to see some opinions ripping in a new one. I wanted to see what their take was. The closest to the Christopher Reeve suit. Wasn't Brandon Routh's a little bit more like this Superman Christopher Reeve suit? Wasn't it? Let's pull up Brandon Routh. This iconic picture. Is that not? See, even his red was muted, right? But he had the smoother look. And then that's pretty smooth. Let's see if I can put up three of them here side by side. Do we got a decent one? Yeah, so they got, that's the newest one. That's Routh. And that's Cavill. Routh, I think they were going for the classic one, right? I don't know. Interesting pictures, though. I guess we can't dwell on this forever for the entire show. I just thought Yeah, we won't see these two. Yeah, Pattinson's Batman doesn't feel like it fits with this version of Superman, right? Like, do you see this Superman with Pattinson's Batman? No, no, no. They're recasting that. Henry Cavill and Snyder fans do not like what they see. Well, too bad. We're just gonna have to roll with it. Like, do you think that Cavill fans and Snyder fans are like wanting this to fail? I don't know. I still like this. I do like the Ralph suit too. Huh. Simon in the live chat says it's baggy. Yeah, it is. There's a bagginess to it, and then I said there's a very pajama like look to it, and especially around this area. Which I think, because of the red pants, it makes it look a little bit more bulkier. Like that's why they went down to having the underpants on the in. Like they got rid of that because it made it look trimmer. It gave it a little bit more look to allow that V taper to happen a little bit more. Because it kind of goes zoop, zoop. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, like, base wise, he's fine. Cape looks fine. A lot of people don't like this ribbing for some reason either. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, we've spent a lot of time on this. What do you guys think about the new Superman suit? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. Let's talk about Jurassic World 4. Where are we at? Jurassic World 4. Scarlett Johansson reveals decade-long dream to join Jurassic World. I'm such an enormous fan of the franchise and a huge nerd for it. Cool. Well, she's going to be joining Gareth Edwards in this new movie. I'm looking forward to it. I like the Jurassic World movies because I'm a Bryce Dallas Howard fan. Has outed herself as a huge nerd. And a lot of people like the Jurassic Park movies. They do. The third one, not so much. Alan. Yeah, who can't? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what they were doing in that one. Anyway, Johansson added, I'm such an enormous fan of the franchise and a huge nerd for it. I'm just like, I can't even. I'm pinching myself. Well, can I pinch you? James, don't say that. Yeah, that could be construed in the wrong way. I meant like this, guys. In March, news broke Johansson. Okay, yeah, we know that. We know that Gareth Edwards, the director of Rogue One, is directing. The script for the new film is written by David Koepp, the guy who did the first two Jurassic Park films. Johansson described it as incredible. Okay. She added, the fact that it's happened in this way at this time is just actually unbelievable. I can't believe it. So she's a big fan of it, and she wanted to be a part of it. And it's going to make $1 billion. And this is a good way for her to come back to the screen after a little bit of a hiatus, right? I thought I pulled up this IMDb, but I must have accidentally closed it because it's slated for 2025, July, which means they got to start shooting it rather soon, which we know they are, I think at the, like next month, actually, I think, right? Because Mahershala Ali's shooting it. I think he was slated for August, actually, to shoot, right? And that's why people were like, well, we're definitely not getting Blade, right? Rupert Friend, Luna Blaze, Jonathan Bailey. So the premise is that a bunch of people go to the island just to look around. They get stuck there, and they have to escape. Like on a camping trip or something like that, right? Trying to take it maybe back down to a little bit of basics. Curious? Blade delays. Talking about Mahershala Ali. Mia Goth defends Marvel's delays. They really care. They want to make a great movie. Mia Goth can be seen in Maxine coming out 2 weeks from now. which I hear good things for Maxine, by the way. So she was going to be in, well, she's still in, she's still attached to this. She was going to be like the villain at one point, and then they wanted to make it a male villain. So I don't know what's going on with her character. I don't know what's going on with Mahershala Ali, if he's still going to be in this. Yeah. So they got to get a new director, right? That was the last update, that the other director left. The one that Mahershala Ali vouched for. Ali made his Blade cameo as a voice cameo at the end of Eternals. Yeah, no, people don't remember that. And that ending scene, that post-credit scene for Eternals went nowhere. They really care. They really do. They want to make a great movie, Mia Goth says. That's the sense that I get from them, and that feels good. Ah, well, most of us don't share that optimistic appraisal, Mia. Most of us think that this project is doomed. So, what do you guys think? Is this, well, it's good to hear her, because she's still attached to this. I just don't think Blade is going to happen. At least not in this iteration. That's pretty much all the Blade headlines right there. Next, A Quiet Place Day 1 opens up this week, guys, and some early reactions have praise for Nyong'o and the franchise's progression. Even though that this is like a prequel, because this is Day 1 when they land, I'm looking forward to it because I like horror movies. So we got some early buzz in from some people who have seen it. Quiet Place Day 1 is excellent. I didn't have as much apocalypse falling carnage as I'd hoped for, but the human story told here is both terrifying and beautiful. Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn are great. Nice new bits of lore too, plus the cat is a star. What cat? People were ragging on Harloff's show the other day about Joseph Quinn being shoved down people's throats as like the next up and coming. No, I don't think so. I don't even think he's going to be in the movie for that long. Like, I think he's going to be for about 20 minutes, maybe. If that. A Quiet Place Day 1 is easily my favorite movie in this franchise. It's human and raw. It's human and raw, and is a story about the desperation that exists when all hope is lost, and how that turns into a deep connection with each other. Joseph Quinn, you movie star. Lupita Nyong'o has an Oscar for a reason. So we're getting a lot of praise for the acting here. Loved A Quiet Place Day 1. Thematically, if part 1 and 2 are more akin to Aliens, small, quiet moments of terror, Day 1 is closer to Aliens. So a lot more carnage. Well, we've seen that in the trailers, right? We've seen them coming down, landing, and wreaking havoc in the city. So that's what I'm anticipating. A little less scary, but with a bigger heart. The scares are predictable. The cat, okay, so there's the cat. The cat is a scene stealer, as you hold your breath every time he appears, which is either a good or bad thing for Joseph Quinn, and Lupita Nyong'o's performances were fine. Any dissenting opinions? No? Yes? Sounds interesting, but I'll probably wait till it hits streaming. I just know there will be some heartbreaking stuff here. I'd rather have the power to skip scenes. Yeah, no desire to see it. The first one was pretty cool. The second one was a typical sequel, prequel. No, except the second one was only a straight up sequel. I honestly thought the first two movies were just okay. I didn't believe the world of these characters lived in. This one looks better for the sheer fact the more chaotic and destructive. Yeah, we get a little bit like the first two movies were more like the aftermath, right after the aliens landed. How did they cope? If they're aliens. Sounds like a bunch of plants. Everyone loved it with the same calling it aliens. So even you got some skepticism here of people's, and that's happening. That's happening. Aliens of the franchise, and the harshest criticisms being that it's less scary with a bigger heart. The reviews make me not want to see it at all. Or maybe, they actually liked it. Or is that too radical of a thought? These aren't reviews. They're early reactions. They are almost always filled with people who you've probably never heard of, giving over-the-top praise. No one should ever take these seriously. And then he goes on to be rather verbose. But we go over to the tomato meter. It's not up yet. I think we can put to bed that old myth that, they're not releasing the early reviews until the day before. That's a bad sign. That means the movie's bad. They're trying to hide it. I think we can forego that stuff now. Because certain movies you have to do that with. And why not just do that with every movie? I don't need to hear... Like, the only critics I really do trust are, like, you have to go out and find. You find and you build a trust with them because you understand how they perceive the movies. You can tell if they're going to be biased or not. Like Perry Nemiroff, right, admits that times that she doesn't want to review something because she will be biased because she's interviewing all these people, right? Sort of like what Stuckman does, which is fine as long as you preface that. But, you know, Jeremy Jahns is still like the go-to guy, right? He's level-headed through all of his... He's been fairly consistent, is what I want to say. And he watches a lot of movies. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't trust somebody like... who has got a big platform for movie stuff on YouTube, like a Campia, that'll be like, I'm not watching this movie because I don't like it. Well, then you're not really a movie fan, are you? No, that's not true. I love things. You can't tell me that I don't love movies. And it's like, well, but if you want me to trust your opinions for movies, then don't shun movies like The Exorcism or Horizon, American Saga. Right? I don't know. Where am I going with that? I don't know. Heretic has got a trailer out. Hugh Grant in a horror film in theaters this November. Yes. Did you know that Hugh Grant was going to be in a horror movie from A24? Cool. So we got a new poster out for this. The plot synopsis reads, 2 young missionaries are forced to prove their faith when they knock on the wrong door and are greeted by a diabolical Mr. Reed, becoming ensnared in his deadly game of cat and mouse. All right. Whoops. Let's check out this trailer. Set up some graphics. I don't know if I want to put this out on YouTube or not afterwards. We'll just watch it here. Trailer reactions just don't do all that well anymore. The Heretic. Hugh Grant. Horror movie.
Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. Are you interested in learning about our
Looks
Savior,
like
Jesus Christ?
Canada. Actually, those mountains look like the Yukon's kinds of mountains.
My name is Sister
Like, I'll take a picture where the mountains in the background look very much like that next week, guys.
Are you interested in learning more about the Church of Jesus Christ?
Come on in.
We can't come inside unless another woman is present.
My wife is home. Does that count?
Great.
You like pie?
Yeah.
So they're cashing in on the
I could tell that you are a very spiritually curious
the approachability
person.
of Hugh
I
Grant
think
here.
It is good. to
That's
be
smart.
religious, to find your faith in a doctrine you actually believe.
Well, our work here is done.
Now, I will go and check on the pie.
The pie. Blueberry pie. What? Was that because there was some blood on it, or what? So he's locked them in.
You fit through this. You're crazy.
Okay.
We just
Trap
need to go
them in.
home.
I won't keep you if you wish to leave. But I want you to choose which door to go through based on your faith.
What does this have to do with us leaving?
Everything.
I think that we're being studied.
So we set up kind of
It
like
will
a,
make your hearts beat faster. It may even make you want to
Test
die.
of some kind?
Do not be afraid.
Okay, this is not quite exactly what I was expecting, but...
You will witness a miracle.
Oh, music, guys. I like the choice of music, though. Wow, look at that shot. That's cool. Wow, I like that. That was Heretic, guys. Um, so okay, that's the work. That's his table there, and she's small there, and I'm guessing that's just kind of like a transition shot. But he's built like some big underground maze where she's got to figure her way out through things. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting him to be kind of like either like a neo-Nazi or something like that, and then he'd force them to uh, like test their faith. But this is more like he's just kind of like a bad dude. Uh, Nazis are bad too, James. Yes, yes, I know, but like I mean, a more sinister type of way, right? Hugh Grant isn't scary. He can't hurt you, Hugh Grant. Hold my tea. Yeah. This looks interesting, but the logistics and the cost of this guy making a secret maze under his house, mechanical house's horse, definitely need an explanation. For some people, it will be like that. Tunnel Lady will be doing it. Yeah, there's some way, but he looks like maybe he was, like if he's this well, like he's built this room to capture people, that he's got some grasp of understanding architecture. But what I kind of like about it is he got hints of barbarian here, just a touch. So are these bloodstains here? Is that what she sees that kind of freaks her out about this? So this all would be revealed in the first act, and then this would be kind of like the setup for act. This would be at the end of act one. Okay, you're trapped. You got two choices to go down. One of them is going to lead you to your demise. They both may lead you to your demise. Interesting. Who are those two girls? What does it say here? Sophie Thatcher, Chloe Eastman. All right. What other comments here? So did they ever get the pie? Hugh Grant, so awesome, especially evil. Has anyone else been hoping for a live action movie based on the 90s shooter? I love this type of movie, like Saw 2, yeah. Looks bad. This looks bad, but having Hugh Grant in it just classes it up in interesting levels instantly. Yeah, but it's because he's taking on horror, and they're capitalizing like people's like uh like his charm, right? So I'm kind of like on board with this. Heretic. James, you're jumping around here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, his big smile, his British accent gets people interested. What do you guys think about this? The trailer for Heretic. Very interesting. November, right? This comes out in November, it said. Coming soon, that's all it said. Let's go over to the IMDb's. November 15th. Oops, sorry. November 15th. Scott Beck, Brian Woods directing duo. Sophie Thatcher, Chloe Eastman. So we see sorority girls. I'm guessing there might be an opening scene dispatch of some younger women. And then it'll start in with that story. Stephanie Levine. She's going to be in Never Let Go. That's one of my most anticipated of the year, too. What else was Sophie Thatcher in? I want to say she does look familiar, right? Yellow Jackets. Okay. Book of Boba Fett. Ugh. The Boogeyman. Oh, God, that was terrible. Yeah, that movie sucked. It's got stuff on her resume, though. A lot of people like Yellow Jackets, though. And she's going to be in Maxine. Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and we will talk about it. Let's move on. Claire Danes. Pamela Voorhees. What? Crystal Lake. Claire Danes was offered the role of Pam Voorhees in Friday the 13th TV series that's now been kind of canceled. The Crystal Lake series with Brian Fuller. Charlize Theron was also on the wish list. Claire Danes as Pamela Voorhees is an interesting choice. I think that would have been awesome. I think she's a great actress. Probably in my top 20 for sure. Not in the top 10 because she just hasn't had the breadth of work, but she's very talented. But this is the Crystal Lake series. That was going to be kind of like a prequel for Peacock, right? And it got pulled last minute. Each episode of Crystal Lake was set to have a budget of $9.6 million. What? Why? The whole series should have cost $9.6 million. Why do you need that much money for, like, no. Guys, they made the entire movie Invisible Man for $7 million. You need that for a 40-minute episode? $9.6 million? A24 wanted that cut in half. Yeah, okay, good. So A24 had some sense. No wonder why this got canceled. For God's sakes. I like the idea of her as Pam Voorhees. They overproduced this thing, no question. It makes me glad brakes were pumped before they were no turning back. The tide was high with high ambition with Brian Fuller's. I say forget stars, forget pieces or elaborate staging. Just give us something simple that will give us chills, but it will. But if the producers really want a wild choice for Mrs. Voorhees, I would vote for Katie Couric. She's not an actor. I think Friday the 13th movies are fun, but unlike Star Trek, Hannibal Lecter, or even The Munsters, I can't imagine there's enough mythology to work with here. The first movie relied on a single big twist, and most people don't like the first movie because it's not Jason killing people, right? You think of Friday the 13th and you think Jason. Yeah. And the sequels featured approximately zero character development for Jason. I suppose I'd be interested in seeing what Fuller had in mind, but not especially disappointed about where things stand. Yeah, because it was just too much. Well, to play devil's advocate, Jason did change from being a physically and mentally disabled boy into a massive robot space zombie. Yes, he did. I just recently rewatched Jason X too. That liquid nitrogen scene. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's more character development than most people. Even Crystal Lake changed from being a small lake next to a camp into a lake deep and big for decent sized ships. Yeah. But I think that would have been cool. They were thinking outside the box, at least for the castings. There's no way you would have gotten Charlize. Claire Danes would have been interesting. Marglass says, love the tone change in the trailer. Suddenly the penny dropped when she read the blueberry pie. Yeah. That was cool. Talking about Friday the 13th. What do you think about the Friday movies, though, guys? Friday sequel with Ice Cube is finally getting traction with Warner Bros. So do you need Craig and Day Day on Misadventures? Do you need more? What was the last one called? The Friday After Next? Was that the last one? Mike Epps is getting up there too. My God. They're old men now. Ice Cube said back in 2022, I don't know. Warner Bros. Is weird right now. I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. We'd love to get it back. I think there's going to be close to a time when we get it back. So whether we'll wait for that time or we'll be trying to convince them that they need to let us control the movie. It's my movie, but they have distribution control. So he said on Flavor Flav's podcast or show here, radio show, we're working on it. We finally got some traction with Warner Bros. They have new leadership. My man Mike DeLuca, who used to be at New Line when I first did Friday in Players Club and All About Benjamins, Mike DeLuca was there. So now he's running Warner Bros. And him and my man Michael Gruber was like, you know, what the F is going on with Friday? Man, let's get this S back online. Last Friday, this was 2002. Bring back Chris Tucker and end it. Chris Tucker said that he didn't want to be in movies about grass, though, anymore, because he was trying to promote a more positive image. But there's ways that you could have his character be in the movie and just say that he went clean. You could still have Chris Tucker in there. Like work around that. And maybe have a storyline where they don't smoke as much grass. I don't know. I like Friday and I like Friday 2. But the third one was kind of like meh. Where they own like a laundromat or something. Was that one? Yeah. They were fun. I like the second one with the vacuum cleaner scene where he sucks in his lip. Yeah, that was fun. I had fun with those. Okay. We'll have to see. Bes Donald Sutherland, James, you messed up that graphic. All right. My bad. Go below us a poll up for your favorite Donald Sutherland movie. Let's participate. Dirty Dozen, MASH. That was like his first film, right? MASH. Kelly's Heroes, Clute. What do you guys have here? I'm not going to read all of these. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's up there. So iconic, right? That ending. That ending got everyone, right? JFK, he was just a small part. That was an ensemble. Backdraft, he was pretty good in, but he was a small part in that. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I forgot. He was the original guy that was training her, right? 6 degrees of... Puppet Masters was a variation of Invasion of Body Snatchers. I like Puppet Masters too, though, actually. Outbreak, he was the bad guy. Disclosure, The Assignment, Time to Kill. Space Cowboys. Oh, yeah, he was fun in that too. Italian Job. Hunger Games, I think, is going to be up there for a lot of people. Ad Astra, Leisure, Mr. Harrigan's Phone. Yeah, that Netflix, Stephen King horror, right? Mr. Harrigan's Phone. Was that the last movie that I might have seen him in? Probably, right? Okay. Lockup, I think I'm going to have to give his... He was the evil warden to Sylvester Stallone in Lockup. You guys, what would you vote for? Let's just take a look. I'm voting. We'll start at the bottom here, I suppose, right? Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 are at the bottom. Wow. Exposure, Mr. Harrigan's Phone, Forsaken, Dry White Season, Ad Astra. Where's mine? Lockup is at 1.4%. Hunger Games is pretty low too. Eagle Needle. Other. So some other movie. Italian Job, Outbreak, Time to Kill, Space Cowboys is up there, Animal House, Backdraft, MASH is up there. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is number 1. Well, no Hunger Games up here in the top 5. I thought it would be in the top 5 at least. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah, MASH is number 3. Good ensemble cast. I want to give a shout out to they did a Western recently, 2015. Kiefer and Donald did a movie together, kind of like a Western. I thought this was pretty good. If you can track this down, this is worthwhile checking out. Did a pretty good job in this too. Oh, look at that background. Someone was pretty good. Because he, oh yeah, and he was the bad guy, Brian Cox, right? He's like a war guy. He comes back. He's a little bit shaken up, trying to make his way back to living a normal life. In 1972, an embittered gunslinger named John Henry Clayton attempts to make amends with his estranged father, Reverend Samuel Clayton, while their community is besieged by ruthless land grabbers. Yeah, that's right. Who was the girl in this? It was somebody we haven't seen in a while. Michael Wincott was the bad guy. That I remember. Yeah, this was actually not that bad. Why am I not seeing who the girl was? I want to say. Hmm. Why is that not coming through? Demi Moore, yeah. Why is she not there in that list? Demi Moore was in that. That's right. She was the sort of romantic interest why he goes out and tries to save her land from being taken over. Why is Demi Moore not here, IMDb? She should be up here in the top cast. Why was I drawing a blank on that? Weird. Anyway, just a small shout out. All right, let's go on some hit or miss. Where are we at? 54 minutes? Okay. David Fincher is apparently still working on a Squid Game remake. Why? Huh, guys, they spent their time trying to remake Last Train to Busan, but an American version of it. It was like Last Train to Brooklyn or something. They put it into production and then they buried it. I don't know if I think they actually shot stuff for it. And it's like, guys, there's stuff culturally that would not translate over to us. You'd have to change it so much. Like the way that the Koreans honor each other with what with what they say, right? Um, us, we lie and deceive each other. Yes, that Squid Games lie and deceive each other too, but there's like a code of honor among normal civilianship that we don't have here in North America, where it's kind of like, oh, I don't like you, you don't like me, so get out of my face. I don't want to even stop hogging my fresh air, kind of thing, right? There's that kind of mentality, and like that. That's not like you'd have to change that dynamic for us. I don't know. I would just say don't do that. We're gonna get Squid Game season 2 this year, so I don't know why they're doing that. Can that work? Nobody 2 lands Timo Tayanto. I don't know how to pronounce that, guys. I'm sorry. To direct Universal 87 North. So this is getting underway, guys. Set to hit theaters next year. So we know that they were going to be filming this in Manitoba, I think that we said. Manitoba or Alberta? It was Manitoba, right? I still need to watch the first Nobody. Tahanto is for work for a VHS horror film. Okay. So he's done some horror stuff. Okay. Next. Sean Penn says he went 15 years miserable on sets after Milk and could not play gay role today due to a timid and artless policy toward the human imagination. Well, Penn is a good actor. I don't know if he's a great actor, but he's a good actor. No, he's a great actor. But he spends a lot of time doing a lot of humanitarian work and stuff, right? I guess he goes on to recount in this article just like not having fun working on movie sets, which I think, yeah, I think most people could relate to. 12 hours waiting for things to get set up. And then he talks about milk, which is why I wanted to pull this out, because he played a gay man in that, right? Last time I had a good time on set, I went 15 years miserable on set. So he portrayed Harvey Milk. He told the Times that he could not star in the film today as straight actors playing queer characters has become too hottedly debated in Hollywood. Yeah, not no, it could not happen in a time like this because there's too much pushback for inclusion and stuff like that. It's a time of tremendous overreach. It's a timid and artless policy toward human imagination. Yeah, the push to have inclusion is fine, but like what happened with that Scarlett Johansson picture where she was going to be playing a transgender person is like, no, you can't have Scarlett Johansson in there because you need a transgender person. Guys, I'm a progressive person, but actors are actors. They play different people. You should not squash a movie just because they're not hiring a transgender person to play a transgender person, because people, that's what actors do. They play other people, guys. Like that's where I draw the line. And it looks like this is where Sean Penn also draws the line. And he calls it a timid and artless policy. This is a bold statement. It's kind of hard not to refute it, though. Like, how would you say that it's not? Because you're taking the ability to act out of somebody's hands based on a political message. And gay people have been playing straight people for the longest of times. So what's wrong? Like, yeah, I never understood that. And I agree with them. But we don't need to go too far down that rabbit hole. Just look at what just look at what he said and kind of go, Max. Shailene Woodley isn't worried about the planet. She's worried about you. Guys, you know I'm a big Shailene Woodley fan. And yes, she's also like Penn, where she goes out and does a lot of work to like promote some kind of activism about the environment or something like that. She's been going out to pipelines and stuff and saying, you shouldn't do this. And she's a good person. And she's wifey material. Anyway, there's a big article up on Hollywood Reporter where she goes in to talk about some of the projects that she's going into. Like, yeah, they talk about her environment stuff, but she kind of transforms the way that the interviewer was wanting to talk about all of her like humanitarian and environmental stuff. She kind of transforms it into a way to talk about how art is supposed to impact you, right? Which is kind of cool. That's one of the reasons why I like her. So yeah, she goes on to talk about the sex pop pipeline there. How do you decide whether a project or an initiative is something that you want to put your name behind? And the last movie I watched on Netflix with her was that cop movie, In the Name of Blood or something. Anything that I can think of that can actually move the needle where I devote my energy. Listen, we live in a world where hashtags and trends are sexy, but I don't often find that sexiness translates into real change. I look at things and go, okay, if we do this now, how is this going to affect us in 5, 10, 30, 50 years from now? Yeah, so she's saying like the trends that you see, like Hawk 2 is not going to be around in 30 years, guys, even though that's the big thing going on right now. And that's, yeah, but like, yeah. The beautiful thing is that so many people care about the nature and conservation, and there's a conversation happening that wasn't happening before. I tried to figure out where my particular assets can be the most helpful in terms of creating lasting change, but not just something that's sexy for a hot minute. So she's very careful, and she produces her own stuff, right? let's just pull up her last movie here that I really like. I like this movie a lot. Yeah, this cop movie. What was it called? To Catch a Killer. And she was in Ferrari too. Yeah, that's right. She was really good in Ferrari. I like that. The Last Letter of Your Lover. And I wanted to see that Robots movie too, where she plays like a robot that falls in love with another robot. It was really, yeah, I didn't get to see that. She's very selective about her projects now, which is good. Just To Catch a Killer? No, what is this? The Mauritanian. Good head on her shoulders. Really good. And she doesn't beat you over the head with it. Like you saw in that article, like they were trying to talk to her about all the political stuff, but she was like transforming it, right? Anyway. Cool stuff. Shailene Woodley. Thumbs up always. Next. Is that it? Oh no. This is cool. Argyle says, I agree, acting should be the ability to transform into characters far removed from their normal persona. There's no stretch for actors to be playing too close to their reality unless the story requires it. Yeah, exactly. Ben Burt, the man behind voices of R2-D2, ET, and Wall-E, to be honored at Lorcano, the four-time Oscar winner. Yeah, guys, the sound design for Star Wars, like he was the sound designer for all that stuff. He made all the sounds for the lightsabers, blasters, and all that stuff. His creativeness of just like picking these little sounds out and using it from his library. He's a master. I got nothing but pure respect for Ben Burt, and for him to get honored at the Lorcano Film Festival, always thumbs up. Always thumbs up. Okay. What was your favorite contribution from Ben Burt, guys? Was it his cameo in Return of the Jedi? Freeze! That's Ben Burt. Yeah, I don't see. This is what I liked about their sense of humor. This is George Lucas and Ben Burt, like this whole creative team. Like, there's no reason for this guy to get hit, like to get hit and then thrown off the side. Like, why would that knock you back overboard? It's just them having fun, right? But he really did that scream, apparently. And apparently he gets asked about doing that scream at like conventions and stuff. Can you do the scream? Can you do the scream? All right. Cool for him to get noticed. This is also cool. Robert Englund and John Carpenter to be honored with Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. Well, it's about damn time for John Carpenter. My God, he's been a horror icon forever. And Robert Englund getting one too is cool. The Walk of Fame made history again. As chairman of the Walk of Fame Selection Committee, I am thrilled to announce distinguished honorees who will grace the iconic Wall of Fame in the class of 2025. Each honoree, okay, yes. So there you go. Thumbs up to them. Kudos. Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, if you didn't know. And if you don't know who John Carpenter is, shame on you. Shame. All right. Is that it? Let's go over to the Twitterverse and round it out. Yeah, Kinds of Kindness also had a limited release this week. I'm not hearing good things. I'm hearing that Yorgos Lanthimos went a bit too much with his obscure filmmaking style. A little bit kind of like akin to Ari Aster with Beau is Afraid, which was a bit of concern when they said that they filmed this movie all secretly before they did that last movie with Emma Stone. Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs for photo call in London for The Crow. Yeah. Guys, shot looks good, but is that Doja Cat? No. It says FKA Twigs right on the label. Did you not read it? Wait. Trailer for skincare debuts tomorrow. Elizabeth Banks, Louis Pullman, Louis Guterro, and Nathan Fillion. Well, you guys know I love Elizabeth Banks. So, I've got nothing against Nathan Fillion. Just trying to get a good shot of her here. And I want to see more direction from Elizabeth Banks. I want to see her direct more. Kingsley Ben-Adir attends 2024 Into Film Awards. Okay. Zoe Ashton, the spouse of Loki. What the heck is his name? Tom Hiddleston. I liked her as a bad guy in Miss Marvel's. Looks like she's she give birth again or something. James, that's a terrible thing to say. Why would you say that? Well, she doesn't look like she's in the same shape that she was for Marvel's. That's what I'm saying. And there's no shame in saying that you want to take your time off to have a family. I think they did. I like her as an actress. She was good in that Netflix Velvet Buzzsaw, right? Yeah, there she is with Tom Hiddleston. Children, yeah, one. I think I did remember saying that they just had one, man. Maybe, who cares? James? I don't know who those people are. Final trailer for Quiet Day Place 1 has been released. Okay, well, we don't need the final trailer. Do we? I'm already sold. Most of us are sold, and if you're not sold, then you're going to be one of those people that'll be saying, I'm going to wait for streaming. First look at Kate Blanchett and Alfonso Cuarón's Disclaimer. 7-part psychological thriller series on Apple TV+. Kate Blanchett, my number 3 favorite actress. She number 3 or Charlize? Her and Charlize are 3 and 4 on my actress lists. The Bear, Heretic, new look at Kaylee Spaney, Alien Romulus. That's a dark poster. That's dark. Like, that's even, let's see if I bring that up a little bit. Yeah, no. I'm really looking forward to Alien Romulus. First trailer for Nosferatu. Whoops. Pearl has made an appearance at Maxine. Let me guess, that's Jason Blum underneath all of that makeup. He likes to do that kind of stuff. He did it for Megan, right? Mia Goth. Oh, so this is where that Blade quote came from, eh? Oh.
They really care. They do. They want to make a great movie. That's the sense that I get from them. And that feels good.
I like how Bifer's always, whenever Bifer sees her now, it's like, Jamesy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fans are very excited to see you making your
She's in the
MCU
top 20 right
debut
now for
in
me, at
Blade.
least. Emmy nominations have been disclosed. Well, I thought we just had the Emmys, didn't we? Happy birthday to Linda Cardellini. Well, happy birthday. She is my favorite Velma so far. Maxine, Elizabeth Debicki, Lily Collins, and Halsey. God, Elizabeth Debicki's tall, isn't she? That's why I like her, because she's tall. Next, Mia Goth and Ty West. I like the white jacket and black tie. Jamie Campbell Bower. Apparently, Harloff is going to be doing an interview with him on his show today, right? He was one on Stranger Things, season 4, Vecna, right? He's going to also be in this Horizon movie, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to go see. I'll have to see it on Saturday or Sunday, I think, because I'm just really busy this week. And I only can allocate enough time to see, prioritize Quiet Place. Mia Goth. Yeah, I like that dress. 16 Wishes premiered on Disney Channel. I don't know what that is. Lily Collins. Elizabeth Debicki. Moses Sumney. It's an interesting look. Is that like satin or something? Satin pants? That's a good picture. Give that the old heart. Halsey. Sophie Thatcher. Well, we just saw that trailer with her for Heretic. Oh, is that why that trailer debuted? Because Maxine's coming out. Kevin Bacon for Maxine. Kevin Bacon's hilarious. You watch his Instagram feed or something. He posts like stuff from his trailer saying that he wanted to have like a gym brought to work out at on movie sets or something. And he's like, he pans over to what they gave him to work out with, and it's just like a pair of dumbbells and a kettlebell. He's hilarious. Halsey. All right, 20 years ago, The Notebook. Sophie Thatcher. Okay, so a lot of what's this? The trailer for Gladiator 2 will be attached to Deadpool and Wolverine. Cool. So that gives you more incentive to go watch that. And they should start doing it this way too, like the way they did for Nosferatu. Exclusively attached to the movie, so people have to go to the theater to see it. And then, like, the Monday after, put it on YouTube. Because I was concerned that we would just watch, like, the handycam version of it. I never bothered because you knew that was going to be online in a couple of days, so whatever. Gladiator 2. Looking forward to that. Mike Faced for the Bike Riders is now playing. Casey Edgar Jones for Twister's Press. Andy Serkis says the Batman 2 will likely begin filming next year. Okay. Well, I think that's about it today, guys. I don't have a whole lot to say. Not much more. Was I going to do formal reviews for Bike Riders? I guess I can give you guys my quick thoughts on it, because you know that I'm trying to veer away from actual full reviews, because people just aren't watching them. This kind of criticism, unless the channel's devoted to it, I don't think is reaching the audiences, at least not from my channel. We'll have to wait and see. The Bike Riders is a good movie, though, guys. Austin Butler. Tom Hardy, bring it. The Bike Riders, 2023 film. Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Jodie Comer. You saw my straight out of the theater reaction. It's a good movie. If you saw the trailers for it, you know that this is about like the formation of bike rider gangs. It's a period piece. Tom Hardy is the leader of the gang. Norman Reedus shows up at one point in this and it's totally unrecognizable. And that's sort of like he shows up in a small part, and that's what this movie's sort of about it, because it's told kind of like in anecdotes. Okay, this is what happened at this point in time, and it's all told through Jodie Comer, kind of recounting events of how the gangs came together, how it was brutal at times, and how things kind of got away. And I like how the movie showcased that. It showed like a brotherhood between the entire gangs, and how that began to slip away as the crime element of the gang got wider and wider and wider. And because once you start bringing in crime and crazies, then things get unmanageable. They get out of control. And the movie showcases that I think in such a good way, where you kind of like understand it. And if you're looking for it to be like a hard-hitting, gritty kind of film, then this may not be for you, because it is a little bit slower at times. It takes time to breathe with what it's trying to convey. And it's all in the performances. It's all in kind of like the way that things are delivered by Tom Hardy, who does do a Bugs Bunny voice throughout the entire film. He talks in a very high tone, and you don't know if you like it or not. But then you realize he's doing it because if he didn't do that, then he's just a typical cardboard type of character. But if anybody can pull a weird voice off and make it work, it's Tom Hardy. You understand his character, where his character is coming from. And is he one that's like corrupting people like Austin Butler? Yeah, but then he kind of like evolves towards the end of the film, where it's like he himself realizes that things are starting to get out of hand and he needs help. But is Austin Butler's character the person to do it? Well, that's what the film explores, and that makes it worthwhile. If you watch Jeremy Johns' review, he says that it really gets you motivated to go out and ride motorcycles, right? I don't know anything about that because I don't ride, but I could definitely see there that there's that camaraderie that is appealing to people, where you're part of a group, and riding together on the road. You do get that feeling in a couple of the scenes where it's kind of like it sells you on that, right? I like that. I like the way that felt. But Jodie Comer steals the show. If you didn't see it in the theaters, guys, it's a good watch at home on whatever streaming service it's going to come to, and it's a good film of the year. I'm glad that I went out to see it. It's not quite as hard hitting towards the end when things really hit the fan as some people would like, but Tom Hardy brings it. And based on that, I would say go check out the Bike Riders. Thumbs up in my book. No official score sheet for today. I would say 7 out of 10, 7.5 maybe. Let's see what the people said about it on the tomato meter. 81% by critics, 73% by the audience. So yeah, I'm about there with the audience. Snapshot reviews say from the audience, don't expect a lot of action. Yeah, that's what I just said. The movie was worth seeing. As the old saying goes, never bring a knife to a gunfight. Oh. Yeah, it's almost like where that saying came from. This movie kind of showcases why that is. Because there's a lot of knives and violence, right? Let's see if there's a Jeremy Johns. This is a film that I feel makes a very earnest attempt to show a grounded peek behind the curtain for motorcycle culture. Yeah. And I dug that. I dug that a lot. let's take a look and see if there's anybody here that is Corey Coleman from Double Toasted. The Bike Riders is a very Martin Scorsese movie story structure. It's just an enjoyable film. It is. And if you get the chance to see it, I would recommend it. New York Magazine. The result is that the bike riders just feels constipated. That's no condition in which to ride a motorcycle. What? No. No. Now, is it as good as, like, say, Easy Rider? I don't. Yeah, it's hard. You don't want to make those comparisons because that's not what it's really about. But it does leave you with a little bit of unease towards the end, kind of, right? Because you're on board with these characters, and you're like, you don't want to, you know that a bad end's coming, and it's kind of like, how is it going to happen? Yeah, it may leave a sour taste in people's mouths, but that's the point. That's the point. But I like how it happens in sections. Anyway, that's my review for the Bike Riders. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, what else we got? Let me just briefly pull apart here the the Exorcism. Oi. Is The Exorcism one of the worst movies of the year? The Exorcism with Russell Crowe. Did you guys see the trailers for this? I like the trailers. He plays an actor on the set of a movie about an exorcism. And is the set possessed? Because there was some gruesome accident that happened on the set. And he takes on this role as an actor who's recovering from rehab. And it's kind of like, okay, is he getting possessed? Or is he relapsing, right? Is he having addiction issues? And that part of the movie works very well. And his daughter here, played by the actress, what's her name there? Ryan Simpkins, did a great job. In fact, Russell Crowe and Ryan Simpkins did a good job. And Sam Worthington is in this for some reason. I guess that's all the work that he can get. David Hyde Pierce is laughable in this as the true priest, because he's the priest that comes on board to give them kind of like advice as to what what a real priest would do in this situation. But yeah, Ryan Simpkins does a good job, and like all the battle back and forth, they're like, "Are you drinking again? Okay, we're going to do this, and I don't want to be a part of it." Like all of that worked really well, and for the most part, that's what the bulk of the movie is. It almost forgets that it's about an exorcism stuff, right? About some kind of demon that may be infecting him, and that's where the film sadly falls apart, especially in the third act. It just completely is like, it feels like you're missing big chunks of the movie, where it's like, well, how did this happen? It felt like we were missing scenes to tie these two events together, kind of thing. And they expect you to roll with it. And I was like, no, I'm crying foul here, guys. This is not good storytelling. This is unfortunate because there are good performances in here. There's a good idea in here, and it just gets so plain silly toward it. It's just like if you saw Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie, was it 2 where they do the exorcisms? It's that kind of silly. Sam Worthington. I don't know what the heck you were doing in this movie. It's just, it's up there in contention for one of the worst movies of the year, and it sucks. It sucks because there was a good movie in here. There was a good premise. It just felt like, I don't know if it was studio interference that like said, no, you got to make it more horrific. You can't have this drama about a father and daughter struggling with addiction issues. You can't do that. And him trying to get his life back together by taking on work again. No, you can't do that, because there's some really good scenes in here where he's talking about acting again, and where you're like, okay, he's reading the script and trying to learn the lines and what it means to him trying to get back into the craft. There's some really good scenes. Like, that's the stuff that they should have took and ran with, but they shoehorn in this ridiculous, laughable exorcism scene at the end. That's just it does the movie absolutely no favors. So 29% by critics, 37% by the audience. Fans audience says David Hyde Pierce was excellent. Really, the daughter did good. Crow was adequate. You thought David Hyde Pierce was awful. Lots of tension throughout the film. Some jump scares, scary to me throughout. Possession scares me. Russell Crowe gives a great performance. Ryan Simpkins was excellent as Crow's daughter. I liked it. So that's the audience. Let's go over to the critics to see what they say and if they tore them a new one. I want to see if Matt Donato is on here because he's a horror dude. Tom Beasley. It's a plotting and generic horror tale flattened into nothing by a drab visual approach. It's a dark film, like darkly lit. There's parts of people walking down hallways and stairwells where it's like, guys, I can't see anything. And you're sitting in a dark theater. It's that. Jeremy Johns, the film looked like it was on the road to being something special. And then it became cliche, demon possession with an exorcism as the end. Yeah. Matt Donato, there we go. The Exorcism is deceptively unremarkable, a movie that abandons its core competencies 2/3 into this blasphemously nonsensical mess. Yeah. Mark Kermode, it's a ripoff of a reshoot. No, I wouldn't say that's a ripoff. There's people. I saw some criticism saying that this is just a remake of The Exorcist or a reshoot of The Exorcist. No, it's not, because the bulk of the story is about addiction and the story of the father and daughter. That's what the bulk of the movie is. Because I looked at my watch and we were like an hour into this, and I was like, well, are we going to get to any of the exorcism stuff, guys? Yeah, it's that kind of movie. Richard Krause. Russell Crowe's considerable star power goes a long way to keep The Exorcism watchable, but the film's lack of drama and scares is a sin. And that's exactly what this movie is. It's not scary. If you are afraid of exorcisms and stuff like that, maybe they got some flash scares. They try to maybe explain the demon, but the approach, the direction is all wrong. 4 out of 10. Exorcism. All right. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. That's pretty much it for me today, guys. I don't have a whole lot more in the can. We've been going for, what, an hour and 30 minutes already. And come join us tonight for the full live watch along of Exorcism 5. Exorcism. Episode 5. No, The Acolyte. Episode 5. Oh, yeah, talking about a series that needs an exorcism. Yeah, I think most people are understanding that The Acolyte, it's not as if the next 4 episodes are going to bring this around to say, oh, The Acolyte is a home run. It was all worth it. Just stick around. I don't know. We'll see. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time right here on, Mirror Domains. Did I miss a live chat there from Arglass? Yeah, cool roundup, James. I'm actually looking forward to Acolyte 5. Hope Springs Eternal story progressing, conclude with a bang. I hope so. Well, we'll see. We'll see.